So what I wanted to do today is a range test, but not like the 70 mile per hour range test. I want to see how accurate the GOM is. So last night I filled my car up to 100% and it is displaying 191 miles. So the car thinks I will be able to do 191 miles on a full tank of electricity. So I'm just gonna do my normal routine for Sunday. I got about 100 to 120 miles to drive, and I'll check in with y'all periodically and see how this number is adding up with this number. Now I'm gonna reset trip 1 while I'm sitting here in the driveway. I don't remember what it was last reset for, but I'm gonna hit that a few times, and now trip 1 is reset. So we will see if this number, 191 miles, how it correlates with this number right now that says 0. So let's head out on our day trip and see how accurate the Ford Mustang Mach-E GOM really is. We're just here on Copilot 360, just cruising down the highway, and we are now showing 173 miles remaining at 90%. Now if we come over here, we have gone 22.5 miles in the last 25 minutes. Some of that was in town driving. So there you have it. We're getting 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, 90%, and 172 miles remaining. All right, I'm gonna get on down the road a little bit further and we'll check in on this little project in a little bit. All right, just wanted to do a quick update. I'm about to come off the highway. So right now we are at 161 miles and 83%. We have gone 38 miles in 38 minutes. So that's where we're at. It is hot. It's 10 in the morning and it's already 96 degrees. So not looking forward. We're supposed to get up into the 100 and teens today. So looking for a high around 112 to 116. They're not really sure, but it is gonna be a scorcher. And pulling off the highway here, I will, hey, the automatic lane centering saved me. I guess I was about to drive off the road. Let's do it again. Oh, it did it again. Thanks for saving me, Ford. All right, I'll see y'all in a bit. All right, so we just got done. I took my sister out for her birthday lunch. Happy birthday, sister. Visited with the parents, and now I'm headed home. Let's look at where we're at right now. So right now we are at 132 miles. We are 61.5 miles in, and we are still getting 2.8. I don't know how much I trust that Ford efficiency number over there, because it seems to never change too much. Like on this trip, there was some time on the way home when I had everybody in the car and going down the highway here that this said 1.4 on this trip. So I don't know how the whole trip is still 2.8, but whatever, we'll roll with it. You can see we are 1:23 in the afternoon, 109 degrees right now, and we are cruising on Copilot 360. Now don't forget, I don't have Blue Cruise in my car, but it does. Regular Copilot is really good. I don't really have any complaints. It's what I'm used to. I have to keep my hand down here on the wheel, but I was used to that with my Tesla. So out on the highways it feels pretty much the same, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about that range number. So we are at 129 and 68% and 63 miles right now. So let's get a few more miles down the road and I will come back with you All right, I'm coming back to you now. We have a little bit of construction coming up, and I just wanted to see how Copilot handles it. Now, I'm holding the phone with one hand and my other hand is here. So it did read that speed limit sign and we are slowing down. I just have to touch the wheel every once in a while and stay ready to take over. But we're gonna have a lane shift up here, and let's see if the car can handle this all on its own or not. Wants me to touch the wheel. Okay, we're ready. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo! Ah! That was kind of scary. I don't know. I don't think it was going to hit the wall because it was coming back real quick on its own. But I went ahead and grabbed anyway, just for safety. And now we're back on the road. The car's pretty mad at me. Oh, there it goes. It reactivated. Let's go ahead and do a mileage update while we're here. So you can see down there we have 100 miles of range and 53%. And that equates to 87.3 over here. We're pretty close to where we should be. We're only a few miles off, so that's not bad. After 100 miles of driving to only be, you know, just a few miles off of what the original estimate was, I say that's pretty acceptable. Let's continue on down the road. Now I have one more thing that I want to show y'all. I'll come back to you when it gets to that area. Let me go around this car here. You use your blinker, and as soon as you get in the other lane, the system automatically reactivates. I love that about the Copilot. And then you go back over, and then boom, it locks in, and it's back to driving for you. But I'll come back to y'all in just a little bit. There's a spot up here where Android Auto dies every time at the same place. So there's some kind of interference or a GPS trigger or something is going on. But I want to show y'all, I literally down to the less than a quarter mile, I can tell you where Android Auto is going to lose its connection. So I'll be back with y'all in just a sec. There it is. Lost the connection right there as I go over the top of that hill every time. Don't know what it is, but every time I go over that hill, connection failed. And I can immediately go back in here and say to connect. Man, this thing is slow. But look, I can immediately come back in and say connect, and it will reconnect, usually. There it goes. And it'll just...
Right, so they put like 2, I think, at a time inside this thing?
Oh, I think it was 3. Go
ahead and stop that. I don't think they'll send me a copyright strike, but you never know. But yeah, every time I pass that little red house or come over the top of that hill, my Android Auto dies. So something is interfering. But since we are here, let's go ahead and look over here. We got 92 miles of range left, 48%. And we have been 95.3 miles. So we're going to end up less than 100 miles. I guess I didn't go as far as I thought I was going to today, because I thought it would be around 100 to 120, but we kind of ate on the close side of town instead of the other side, so that was probably the difference right there. Alright guys, so here's the final results. We started at 191 and we ended at 190. So we used 101 miles to make my trip today. Let's look over here and see. The computer says we used 98.3. So the estimate was only 3 miles off for my whole trip. That is very good. So basically, that is very good. To be, after you go 100 miles and only be 3 miles off after our city driving and mostly highway driving, it was very accurate. So a very big thumbs up to the Ford GOM. Now, if you don't know what that means guessometer, and basically number right there, we call that the guessometer, because it's not based on the rated range. This number is dynamic. It will change with what the car thinks it can do. So thanks for watching this episode. The car did a great job. We ended up 98.3 miles, little under 2 hours of driving, and that stupid thing still says 2.8. Let's see what this trip is. See, this trip says 2.2. So I still have my doubts about the Ford efficiency number there. I don't think, I would bet you it says 2.8. See, the trip meter, this is my lifetime trip meter, and it says 2.8 as well. I don't really believe that one bit. I bet it's much lower in the 2 range. That's probably closer to accurate, maybe 2.5 or 2.7, but whatever. It says 2.8, and I have no way to disprove it without getting out my calculator, and I'm too lazy for that. So thanks for watching this episode, and I will see y'all in the next one.